So it's 11:58 in the morning, obviously. Oh, it's stupid shit that I get sometimes. December 8th. It is a Wednesday, December 8th, 2021. And I mean, just as always, like, I guess some might call it ruminating or pondering or worrying, or there's so many words, to prevent us from going past a certain line. Let me put it in here. Once again, there's no soap. I tweeted at them, it was like almost a week ago. There's no soap, but I use vinegar. So that's what's up. I mean, we don't even got money for soap. And the men's room was open. So I went and sneaked in. I was like, let me just, it was right there. Empty. Can you imagine, like, disgusting shit? It's like, ew. Like, let me put this on because then I'm gonna be like gross any time. My goodness. Just some crazy times we live in. And I've been thinking often about my ancestors. They sure knew what to do. They would know what to do. Yeah, I say that. They sure would know. And it's like they say, oh, the calendar, the Aztec calendar. They never call themselves Aztec. I mean, yeah, at one point they parted from Aztlan. But, they make up their own words. And that's about it. They make up their own words for us to put on. This ice cream. It's still a little warm inside. I put one glove on because today is 40 degrees. And the weekend is going to be back in the 60s again. So I guess I'm going to go back exploring. No, there's not much to explore anymore for me. Like, this freaking ghetto is freaking ghetto now. Especially in the winter. Wow. The ghettos, they look really, really depressing. I mean, every day of the year. So much information everywhere. My ex gave me his password for Netflix. Well, no, I needed any more garbage. I watched one documentary on credit cards, and the other one was on I forgot. Because it's just insane. It's insane. Nobody can keep up with so much information, and nobody ever like stop and think like, wait a minute, this system is beyond crazy. How do we do? We're doing a Bible. No music. See no evil, hear no evil. It's time for an upheaval. We got zero information when it comes to AI. You gotta actually search it every day, and find out through allegedly some people who have hopefully got a good reputation. They say they read those magazines. But when you got Elon Musk saying bye-bye, you know, not as in bye-bye, but as in a plan B. Plan B. They could use a multi-planetary race. Multi-planetary. They're so damn confident talking about that shit. The first time I heard, I laughed. It even got more bizarre when Jason Black made a video about that. That's just always been like that. There's no foreplay, there's no nothing. Like the television, the telephone. They're just like, here it is. We have no vote, no saying, no nothing. Here's a damn phone. I mean, the first phones, of course, it was great, Instantly being able to hear without having to wait for a telegram, I sent it a few telegrams. Don't ask me to whom. I don't remember. I remember I went to the office. You're counting the money, because each word cost some money. But the television is like, that shit was crazy. And then they have the closed circuit. The first time I see myself at the mall, what the fuck? Nobody even tell you, like, hey, I guess you will have to read those magazines back then too. Manufacturing consent. Oh, you got several publications. You can go to the website and trying to find something. Then they're using bullshit language. I really don't even remember what I thought about television. I remember just seeing at this thing, but it was furniture. It was a furniture. That one didn't have doors. We got one later on with doors. So let's knock that shit out. You know. I think it was used. Probably somebody had died, I don't know. Which my father never bought nothing used. He was living at my mom's hometown, so the only thing I remember was like that stupid show, the Huckleberry Finn. The ship with the thing with the water, like, going round and round. I just thought those was hideous. Those people was hideous. It was I still remember, I think it was Wally or something. Ever since that day, you're like, that's what I think about, Wally monkeys, like. And then we moved to the city. So I didn't really pay much attention. I think I was already like 10 years old. That's when we left to the city, I think we were 10 years old. So I probably must have had like 9 when that television came in the house. And it was black and white, and we'll call it white. It's like, I say black and gray. So, and like we catch obviously the local channel from the city. I think only one local channel. I don't even remember. So that's what I remember. Fast forward, moving to the city in 1980. No, 1979, 1978. I don't know. Wait a minute. I think it was like 77. Yeah, it was at the height of the disco era. It's like, then all I can remember was seeing whatever called the Pioneers or whatever, the Pilgrims, the Ingalls, that was their name, Laura Ingalls. This bitch with the 2 teeth like. Oh, it was hideous. These people was hideous. And then you get hooked because there was another, this Becky was supposed to be evil. It was all evil. Come on. And it was always like the father, like, it was the same thing. At first I didn't understand what the hell was happening, and like, but I was young, you adapt, like, this was supposed to be a preacher, and was married, and giving sermons or whatever. I think it was, and he was married, so right there, that's, you can see the insanity. That only like 10 years before, it was like seeing anything else was taboo. I mean, like, literally 10 years ago, my father was still advocating for, only read books with the Neil Obstant. I think it's Neil Obstant or Neil Obstant, whatever. That's what I heard it sound in my ear. So you got to look it up. I read books. Come on. My father never had to worry about me reading books. I fell asleep right away. I don't know. It's like I fell asleep in school. I just fell asleep, dissociating, but he was still the early 70s. even throughout the 70s, while this shit was going on, my father was still, telling us this, telling us that, and he would read the Bible, I mean, he tried every day, but, every day that his alcoholism allow it, I guess. He had to sit there and read all those allegories. So, but to him, it was like, they still have that saying, like, it's the Bible. Like, it's the Bible. And it's like, people are like, well, you look it up in the damn dictionary. Because if you look it up in the dictionary, it's just a collection of books. That's what that shit means. So, anything is a Bible. But there's so much ignorance. I mean, like, now, it's just like, well, thanks to, one, a great professor in Mexico, that's how, only like 6 years ago, I found out about Castaneda, Carlos Castaneda, and he's, what they could say, the pivotal book, The Road to Ixtlan. But I remember hearing a lot about that stuff. And I'm sure everybody, I just have not seen anybody talk about it, how, well, especially, I was raised by some amazing ladies. And I say amazing because they was working in the house, so, with an alcoholic. So they got to be pretty amazing. I mean, like, those poor women, girls, girls, anybody would come and like help around the house, and sometimes engage in conversations. They used to tell me these stories, and I mean, some of them, they're not from that book, and I don't even think they knew that was from that book, The Road to Ixtlan. It's an amazing, I mean, that shit is the Bible. That shit truly is the Bible. And like, talking about the principles of nature, it's all like the Medu Neter, the principles of Ma'at, or like, we didn't know back then, it was called Toltecayotl for us, right here in the Anahuac. It's a Toltecayotl. It's, a level of consciousness, that's what being a Toltec means, as so poignantly found out. Professor Marin, the one I'm talking about, Guillermo Marin, he found out, and it's not a race, that's how I always say, crack is whack. Crack is whack, like, you're gonna go and like, you got your best of the best philosophers and bullshit and, whatever. You know how they go. You know how they go. So they got the best of the best. And I was just thinking about something else. I'm so sorry. And they come out with that, saying the Toltecs was a culture. It was like, and it was until I heard Dr. Clark talk about, what really a civilization means. They call everything a civilization. So, and I heard other archaeologists, I think, Professor Anthony Browder and stuff like that. It's like, civilization comes from civility, civility, and talking about people never being civil. How they're gonna produce civilization? I mean, just like, if you look etymologically what the word religion means, all that, it's like it's right there. All you gotta do is just like do your research. I mean, when we were so-called Indians, I mean, we didn't know that shit, but they knew. Anybody who spoke Latin, whatever they knew, religion, relegare, what I mean, to bind. So this is like, give them religion, you gotta like rail them in, just like the level of stupidity that goes under, and that's what he's talking about, getting poked. I was listening a little bit this morning to, this leader, Haitian leader, brother Akhenaton. He's talking about, it's like, this, you get poked, you lose sensitivity. And I heard that from my friend Obi a couple years ago. He's like, he complained about that. He complained all the time about that. He went from having masters and shit at Columbia, whatever you say, that university, and all that shit, but now, he get like bipolar. I mean, not to mention that one day, somebody called the police on his ass and he got hit in the head really hard. That shit did not help either. I mean, I believe him. You don't have to lie that he was at Columbia, but he talked about that shit. If freaking racist as hell. And now it's sad. The last time he called my house, he told me his sister had to pay the rent. He took over because he forgot to pay the rent for like 3 months. And it's no rent. He got a co-op. Thank God. His father was one of the highest, in his field at the UN. And he mysteriously drowned. I don't believe that shit. And I believe he told me it was on the same day as the Twin Towers. It's a tragedy for his life, I'm always rooting for him. I'm always rooting for all my friends, to not only to overcome, but to override. Like the great Dr. Khalid used to say, fuck overcome, gotta override. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. I was like, that's why I love Dr. Clark. I said, like, I don't go to protest, because he said if I go to protest, I don't expect to come back. So he said, I haven't seen none of those protests, And it's just so, like, infuriating, scary, outrageous to see that our African American brothers and sisters are like already planning how they're going to be protesting in 30 years and 40 years and 50 years. And that's what, like they say, that's why I left. That's why I left. That's like, I stopped reading African American Twitter. Shit, now it's going to be like 3 years. See how time flies? And I was there like 11 years reading the freaking BS. Always like, oh yeah, we're doing this, we're doing that. Until, I heard like, these bitches that want to protest in 50 years for the same shit. It's like you develop an identity. That's what's happening to us in Mexico. I keep saying that from day one. We've been 3 years into power in Mexico. We've been there with the people. The people won the elections in 2018, and we've been there, but we don't know what the hell to do because we have the identity of the opposition. Because the last 70 years, we was the opposition. And now, it's like, other than we can go protest. We go to protest what? We got the power. We got it. We're asking permission to do everything. We're asking whatever. We won. We won July 1st, 2018. This has been like elections like they haven't been in a long time. One described them as a tsunami. They stole like 30 million votes from us too. But we still got 30-something million votes. They was not able to make fraud. They was not able to make fraud. There was, they tried. It's like, shit. And they spent, actually, they keep coming up. Some of the tally. It's like millions of dollars buying votes. They laugh at, whom today is our president. 40 years. They say, oh, look at him. He cannot even talk. He cannot even whatever. He cannot even. Now he's a president, bitch. So what you gonna do? We got 3 years left. He told us the first 3 years is gonna be quiet. So we're hoping for the last 3 years. And he is adamant. I don't know exactly what against re-election is that because he think that freaking put us as a target because that immediately give the empire like power to leverage to to say like, oh, meanwhile that Gremlin or whatever the hell that is, Angela Merkel, she got reelected like 10 times. This was there forever. You guys are hungry? I just keep flying and flying. There's a family of crows right before you cross from Manhattan to the Bronx on 207th Street. Beautiful. There's tons of seagulls too. You see how they get you addicted to that garbage? It's like my ex. He cannot stop. I say, please no MSG. He reduced it. He changed so much. It's actually nice to me now. Shit, now I'm freaked out. Why did he change so much? He was never nasty or anything, but he was not like, good morning, baby. Whatever you have, which is kind of awkward, 56. I'm like, I want to talk to him about that. It's like, I'm 56. But, I appreciate it. I'm trying to see, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. We was apart for 4 months this time. We've been apart one time. We was apart for almost a whole year. Well, we've been apart also for twice he was in jail. Twice it's like it's like a bad habit. It's like a bad habit, speak of bad habits, it's like I'm not biting my nails the way I used to, but it's convenient. It's convenient for me too. It's so important. Just got out of the party. Make me laugh. All these bad bitches. mean, I don't know. People drink the damn Kool-Aid. And nobody like, hey, wait a minute. You know, they gotta make up their mind. Either they are a victim or they're a goddess. You cannot be both in this realm. In this realm. Of course, they're gonna give you a speech that blah 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 blah. You know, like, well, when you come back under the rubble, and then we're gonna treat you like one, because you're behaving like a ratchet piece of shit. It's like, I'm gonna ignore you. I'm gonna ignore you. You know, even Dr. Umar blocked me because I stated the obvious. How you gonna have an hour and a half tribute for Harper's Bazaar, for Megan Stallion? And not just that it was Harper's Bazaar, it's actually 84-year-old congresswoman. I say woman because that's not a woman, that's a freaking devil. How you keep saying young girls, young girls, young girls? Oh, the young girls. Yeah, they adore you. This is what you are, what we need. Because we need to be honest with ourselves to who we are. And who are you? Who are you guys? A bucket of what? Sperm? That's what they are advocating. When you go TikTok, Instagram, whatever, you put Megan Stallion hashtag, and you see babies twerking and that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I want to believe it's like, well, maybe they don't know who she is, but come on, not a single one want her to resign. Not a single one. This monster been in politics since the 60s. Her district, you can look at the videos. You can look at the videos of Maxine Waters' district. Just like Elisha Cummings, just like Lewis, just like all those despicables. This district, that's their life. You know, remind me of the Dominicans. You know, they got in my district, they're all Dominican. Assembly, Senate, Congress, you know, my district, I'm District 10, and they're all Dominicans. And they are displacing their own people. And I think I gotta go now because let me see what time it is. But, well, I started about technology. This is helping me so much. It's 12:30. I guess I can stay 20 minutes more. So shit is, I feel like it's helping me too much, too much. Well, one is negative, one is positive, right? When you say so much. It's like just, where did you go? I had an audience and you can see my audience. Yeah, they walked that way. I guess he got bored of what I was saying. Anyway. I mean, this I'm very grateful for me that I'm able to, you know, just come and sit down and verbalize a lot of shit, you know. I don't understand with this zombie craze. I mean, I look, maybe I should go now that I have a membership on that website I just told you a little while ago. I'm gonna look it up and see what they got, because they seem that there's gonna be a zombie attack. That's just been trending for like 3 months already. And I think it's all because they discovered that Canada got an army, anti-zombie squad or whatever, Department of Anti-Zombies, or you know. So, you see what I'm saying? So much information. And if you was to tell me can you say some, you know, what information? Can you tell me a piece of information that is true, that is real, that is, you know, whatever, you know, even those words are short. They are like facts, that they are not facts, you know, because that sounds very much like, you know, the fake news. Okay, all right, so we're gonna can put it like that. Can you tell me, you know, I'll give you this whole month, a whole month give you to come out and tell me, come out with these articles or these, can you write down 5? You can write 10 facts. I'll give you a blank sheet. And this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. I mean, can I tell you, you know, oh, like simple shit. Biden alive. I don't know. I mean, I laugh and everything. I'm like, you know, it's, yeah, peculiar and shit and, you know, weird and, you know, but I don't know. I cannot tell. I mean, like, you know, like, what I believe is that he took a shit in public. That I believe. That is the only one I say. I believe that he took a shit in front of everybody. Because they say that shit was loud. They said it was a fart. We just don't even know the difference. It's like, you see, it's like, it's so horrendous. We have to dissociate into laughter. Into laughter. I mean, like, just like me, myself, my little self, you know, so to speak, you know, in the scheme of things. So, I mean, like, it's gonna be like 15 years already. And nobody, nobody. I mean, like, you know, I have a couple acquaintances, friends that, you know, they send me some shit, whatever, some videos and stuff, but it's like, I mean, they're American. I mean, they consider themselves American, you know, not actually victims of Americanism. You go like, well, what the hell did you do? What did you do with that? I mean, even my own ex, whatever now, XXX. I mean, we actually would never really dated like. I mean, at least he did not. I mean, he actually did say. At the beginning, he came out very strong, and you know, of course, I was like, I disappeared, and he's like, he was so smart that okay, so I'm just gonna be, you know, that word they call aloof. I don't know what that shit that means, but that's what they use, aloof. So it was aloof, and that kind of like, you know, because like I say, you know, affection, kindness to me is like the youngsters say, that's a trigger. That shit is a trigger. I just can't. I mean, of course I can, but I mean, like it had to happen like over time, and it had to be consistent, and it got to be like, you know, like all of a sudden, like, you know, what give, what you want. You know, I always say, I ain't got no money, so stop the compliments. Yeah, so, and supposedly I'm very sick. Supposedly I'm very sick. I've like verbalized this shit to a couple of people, and like, they're like, I don't know, I feel, I mean, they get quiet or whatever, like saying that this bitch is crazy as hell, you know. So I am the one. I mean, like, to me, I mean, of course I see that's not normal behavior. That's not. But in this day and time, I mean, and to hear again and again and again, oh, a bitch got duped. And like, oh, met somebody in line, met somebody, whatever. Like, it's just like, I'm like, okay. And that was officially a dead end. I have nothing more on that. But what I'm gonna say is just that, it's just frustrating. It is very frustrating, and like that's been my experience always. Like to the point that I always make friends with Americans. I mean, they don't say it like that, but just like you can tell, like just no matter what. He mentioned already since we came back, came back, whatever that means. I mean, I don't even know what the hell. Just because it's stupid Obama phone. I don't know. I mean, like, I just, sometimes that's what it is. Just a moment. Just one moment. I saw this number on the phone, and I was like, I thought it was, I don't know, I guess. I don't know who I wanted it to be. I mean, during this period of celibacy, whatever. Not celibacy, of course, the opposite, actually. The opposite, the separation. The separation, which started July 29, I think. Yeah, that was. And that's why I also thought about that we were supposed to cut off because, supposedly, I mean, I'm not mocking or anything, but, to me, I thought I saw some signs. To me, I thought I saw some signs because that same day, closed the door, he left, I told him, like, and go to the computer. Something possessed me to look at the inbox, and it's inbox from my niece saying my father had died. So basically, within like 2 minutes, I found out. And then I go to that Trader Joe's, and they don't sell the seaweed no more. Period. First, they stopped bringing the one with wasabi that we both love so much, the wasabi seaweed. Like, oh, you see? That shit disappeared at the same time. I mean, it's like, I would say, like, wow, there's no more. It's like nothing. But I mean, like, I don't know. I thought it's like, and it's so hard to. Because, I mean, I consider him to be a flirt. Somebody kind of taught me the meaning of that word a while back. A flirt. But, that's sometimes all you need. All you can handle is to flirt. But I'm not back at what used to be before July 29th. Something shifted in life, and that's just like annoying because just that's one of the worst things I hate about being a human being. And I say to myself, it don't necessarily mean it's bad. Like, I mean, I don't have the same, I don't see him the same. And I think it's just because he's not working in the warehouse no more. So, I mean, he told me he's going with his friends and whatever, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I don't know, but he's only 34. it's only 34. It's great, right? It's like he got no worries right now except, finding out what he want to do. And that's only by making mistakes. That's just only by making mistakes. But I don't think he got any savings. I don't think he got any savings. He got a work. He's working, but not. He used to have 2 jobs. Now he only got 1. And he liked to take taxis and shit. It's just like, so those $200 and something gone. So that's the whole thing. How are you gonna come to Mexico with no savings? At least in the meantime, whatever. You gotta learn the language. You gotta, a lot. There's so many opportunities down there. Just say imagine just being a tour guide for African Americans, the African diaspora. So it's like, you accommodate that they don't have to deal with other people. You can hook them out with travel agencies and stuff, and you can make a name for yourself and, live in paradise at the same time. Because we're about to open. Why does this shit keep falling backwards? I don't know. You know what I mean? You can do. Oh yeah, it got better when you can do so much. That's just to start, what I want to do, I want to open a African imports store in the South. And I got a couple of contacts. I don't know, I'm hoping that, I can continue reaching out. Maybe asking some of the African stores over here that want to open a branch in Mexico of the imports and stuff. And, I don't need much for myself. I don't need much, thank God. And as I further into, like I say, it's been 15 years almost since I started the process of my mental decolonization. So I don't really need much. It's just like, the shit that gives me happiness and joy now is different than what I thought. Good afternoon. So it's very different now. But look a little bit like me. We still got some branches. Damn it. So it's I don't know what to do with Americans. I really wish that he will come, it's like, damn, just his life can be so much better over here. What he gonna get over here? Come on. He can, don't get me wrong, he could have a great living, but he don't want to do it the way that we do it in Mexico, the way the whole humanity used to do it. You become an apprentice. He got times only 34. He can go 5 years, ask somebody to be an apprentice. You finish with one, you go with another one. In construction and, just to put on the tiles. They make good money. Just putting the tiles in the kitchens, in the bathrooms, I mean, just stuff like that. The more stuff that he learned, he'd never be unemployed. And, you don't even got to worry much, even if he stopped going to the gym. I mean, he's not even going to the gym right now. At least you're doing some physical activity. You keep yourself going. But, I don't know. I can barely save myself. So it's like... And with all this thing, I'm like... I was talking the other day how I went to get I was hoping to get my high-resolution anoscopy. But at least I got a regular pap smear. I mean, when I say a regular, with the little bristles. Because now they put a Q-tip. So, with the Q-tip... look at this, they just threw some tar in here. Are you serious? Shit's so ghetto. Look at it, just... But that's just the way they do things here now. So where was I? So, yeah, I told him, I want a full STD screening because, I fell off the wagon. And sure enough, they called me up with chlamydia. So I already told him. He got the appointment tomorrow. I say, you see? It's all the freaking bullshit, just like stuff what we do. We didn't have to worry about nothing. It was just him and me. It was just him and me. And now it's, well, I started taking antibiotics. So I'm hoping, everything, get clear up, of course, with the chlamydia and stuff. But other than that, I do appreciate not having to worry about that kind of situation because people are not getting tested. I mean, this shouldn't be a problem, but that's just a reflection of what kind of society we are, That just reflects our society. That we just don't have that culture. You're gonna fuck around. You gotta constantly get tested. At least every 3 months. At least every 3 months you can get tested for full STD screening. So while they was doing the pap smear, I say, put another one, because I get swabbed every 3 months anyway. I get swabbed.
Are you okay?
You know what I mean? Like the oral swab. But I was not getting tested when I was with Marcus, like exclusively. But then after that, look at this is what I'm talking about. This is the idiocy, and I see this every time I go out. I see these things. We threw away our perfectly good televisions. We threw them out. That was like the only television I bought in New York City. That was I just threw it out. It was perfect. You can watch perfectly everything. And it was 25 years old, that television set. Nothing happened to them. And every day I go out, I see those television sets. everywhere. Look at all the bags. I mean, as if they weigh anything, you know. They don't weigh nothing. When you go, you get more bags. You get more bags. I use those for recycling paper and cans and plastic. I mean, from there I just don't empty it up because they have a bin for paper and the other one. So I just empty it out and use it again. So where was I? So here we are again. I mean, like Marcus and I just told him on Monday that I saw him. I told him, what the fuck are we doing? This is just crazy. I mean, it's good for him. You know, because I mean, just going to what my other friend that I used to have, I mean, he was telling me all about these women he was meeting, and they all seem crazy. And like, now just like, oh, you know, crazy. Oh, that shit is crazy. No, they're like serious cases. I don't think he was lying or anything, you know. Obese women, sick, with children, and they say, you know, oh, such a great catch, and men suck, and like whatever, you know, men are idiots and whatever, and that bitch is like 300 pounds, with children, with a nasty personality, and I was like, and I think that's why he liked. That's what he liked, and I think that's what they all like. I think that's what they all like, because I mean, this type of women are not disappearing. They're actually multiplying. Ugly as hell. And like I say, I mean, that's no problem compared to a nasty personality, competitive personality and everything. Everything's a competition. Because they now think like a dude. In all the books they're telling, you know, every time I look, you know, just anything on social media, that's all they say. Oh, you can do it, bitch. Anything. You can do anything. Yeah, this is very, very disturbing. Because, I mean, actually, these bitches actually believe they can do anything. Of course, we can do anything. What is the price? What is the price? If you neglect a child in the crib and somebody take advantage of that child when don't even got a language, you know, they don't even know what happened to them babies. I don't have the proof, but I can see just looking around. And what I've been talking to you right now, that's a direct result from all the abuse that we endure in the crib. Because our mothers, you know, are just being what they say, you know, bad bitches, you know, the bad bitches. Yeah, they're making money. They're like, oh yes, we don't depend on nobody. We can do, and we can do it. I mean, like I was saying on that website that I went into, they had this documentary on credit cards, and of course they talk on what's it called, student loans. And guess who came out? Ilhan Omar. Ilian Omar, and then she went in like effing retard. She's like, oh, I fell for this college, and oh my God, I got into so much debt. It's like, okay, so you just admitted that you are retarded. How you gonna go in 20? I mean, when she went to that school, I guess it was just like, what, like 6, 10 years ago? So it was like at least 2005 when she went. I don't know how old she is now. And they still going for those schools? I mean, you're so like, I say you don't deserve to go to school. If you are so retarded that you're gonna just take a loan, don't even read the fine print. And these are the type of bitches that they frown up on me. These are the ones that they like look at me and look at, anybody who you don't have an education like that. They look at you like, I am the idiot. Because I'm not an indenture slave. I don't have all that freaking debt. And now there was talking that was having all these bitches like, oh my God, how is possible? My loan is still 40,000 and I already pay duh. It's just, obviously they grew up with no parents. Obviously you grew up with no education. And that's what it do. That's a perfect, like a perfect storm, you can say. The stupidity, Your mother is so busy hustling, being a bad bitch, working for 9 to 5, and, feeling like a superwoman instead of, researching. I decided not to have children at a very early age. As soon as I came to the United States, I decided no, because I knew I was gonna be like my mom. I knew I was gonna be like my mom. And I read also, the statistics and stuff, and obviously, if you, it's not obvious still to a lot of people, but if you grew up in an abusive an environment, a household, it's just like constant hell, like my mom yelling all effing day and whipping me and shit. And my father, like, oh my God, it's like I don't even feel like talking about that shit no more, but it's not that crazy to think. It's always a state of emergency with these pigs. It's not that crazy to say you're gonna do the exact same thing, Come get your shit. Freaking garbage. Oh my God, it's like that little paper, that rag come out on Thursdays. You can see bitches waiting on Thursdays for this shit to come in. I have seen them in my neighborhood. And that's all propaganda. That's all effing, I don't know. I think it got also the lottery numbers. Sometimes the same day on Thursday, that paper is gone. And you open it and you go like, It's like I subscribed again, because I changed emails and stuff to the Caribbean news. I don't even open the emails. It's all propaganda. It's all BS. I don't even care about that stuff, like it's always, I mean, that rag is for the politicians. I mean, just getting the emails in 1 week, you can see like, oh, such and such, they did this, they did that. Like I listened to the news this morning, and they was talking about the Eric Adams asked Carlos Menchaca, which is I think the only Mexican city council member, which is in Sunset Park. I don't know, I blocked him on my Facebook. I got tired of the bullshit. He never did anything for us Mexicans, nothing. I mean, he's gay, so that's all he cared about, and migrant shit, migrant that. That is the smoke screen they use. So he asked him to be part of his cabinet or whatever, and that's just like, this freaking idiot just reading the whole freaking propaganda. It does just say the level of, even when Menchaca did not support Eric Adams in his campaign or whatever, didn't endorse him, Eric Adams asked him to be part of his, I don't know, like I don't know what they call it. They make up all these nonsense terms, So, you think I need to hear that shit? It's like, so he got his damn Mexican token, and I'm still so mad that he got into our parade, of the Mexican Independence Day parade. I'm like, and I told him off, and I'm gonna start, making my banner. So next time he do it, I was gonna make a sign. If he come in, I'm gonna be protesting. We don't want police in our parades, in none of our events. And he's a cop. He's a cop. You're gonna tell me after more than 2 decades of being a captain, NYPD captain, now he's not a police no more. Or he got almost like a $12 billion budget with these people who actually do nothing. Especially now that they are so dependent on artificial intelligence. So they really don't do nothing because AI is doing everything for them, basically. There's no excuse. And that happened because of the Twin Towers. It's like, if you don't give us more money, we cannot prevent another one. Another what? Scam? It's like, I mean, what can you say about our society that allowed, the Patriot Act to become permanent after they swore to us that it was just going to be a temporary, a temporary bill. It's just take a little bit of, you snooze, you lose. That's what they say. You snooze, you lose. I should make the bridge right there to the train. No, it's a good workout. I like to take staircase and stuff. Anyway, I went all over the place. But I so wish that many people would do the same, you know? I so wish that many people would like get in front of a camera and start verbalizing your thoughts. Because I mean, that's the only way, you know, like, this should happen all the time. A lot of people, they get surprised. It's like, and I can see it, you know, now, because I mean, I know, obviously, through doing this, that thinking and speaking it, it's totally different. It's totally different. You know, you can think the most amazing things. They don't want it. Well, that's okay. Even if I was going home, those are good for the corners. And some flowers. I just can't believe this shit. Like, I don't know. I mean, this has gotta be the worst idea in the history of humanity. You hear that noise? They don't seem to have like triple windows or quadruple windows. They can hear all that shit all day, all night. And they got new buildings like this everywhere, right next to the train tracks. And they could make the tracks, you know, the poles from cement. When it's cement, you can barely hear it. When the train ran on, like in some parts of Brooklyn, it's like cement, it's not steel. And you cannot hear as much noise, but I guess they don't want to spend any money on that. But they can do little by little. They can replace the tracks. I mean, not the tracks, the whole whatever structure, encase it in cement so the noise is not as horrible. Anyway, so let's see if I can get a swipe later.